Since Friday, 6 teenagers have been shot in Aurora and one did not survive.
And police don't know what's driving this. Right now, they're just trying to figure out how to prevent this weekend from being like the last one. Denver 7's Gary Brode has tonight's top story.
This area on 13th Avenue in Aurora is the most recent case of teens being shot in Aurora. On Wednesday afternoon, 2 17-year-olds were shot. APD tells me they are expected to be okay, but this is a growing trend the community wants to end. This barrage of gunfire ended with the death of Joel Randeros Villa, a 16-year-old kid from Aurora. His death was just the first of a string of teens shot within a week's time.
They're making it a war zone where we live, and it's not like that. We don't have to carry guns.
Villa was killed Friday night while in his car at Ironton and 12th. His passenger, also a 16-year-old boy, survived. The next day, a 15-year-old was shot in the afternoon at Warren in Havana. He remains in critical condition.
I don't know if we can pinpoint why we've seen this within the last week.
Mark Hildebrand with the Aurora Police Department believes part of the reason for the spike in youth gun violence is the amount of guns in kids' hands.
We're seeing more and more of them in the possession of firearms or being able to access firearms through their friends, associates.
The city of Aurora began a youth crime prevention program back in April, run by Cristina Gamperon. The program is specified for each child at risk.
Some youth may be struggling with mental health, but what's leading them to get involved with violent behavior or with gang involvement?
Programs like Struggle of Love have been helping kids get off the streets for years. Ask Elijah Beaufort. He now took that guidance and acts as a role model for those younger than him.
You let them know that it's also cool to do this. It's also cool to own your own business. It's also good to look at yourself like a black or a brown king, and that you hold more value than just being a quote-unquote from the hood or a gang member.
Just over a week ago, Struggle of Love lost one of their own. Jaden Phillips, an 18-year-old, was shot and killed in Aurora last Monday.
This one took a lot out of me. This one took a lot of wind out of my sails.
One of the leaders of Struggle of Love, Jason McBride, wants more focus on mental health in schools. All of the leaders we spoke to acknowledge the struggles this pandemic has put kids through.
We all went through a pandemic, and as adults, maybe our psyche is not where it needs to be. And we are people who can handle those things. What about kids who don't have an outlet?
No descriptions of the suspects have been released. APD also saying they have not made any arrests in connections to these shootings. They're asking anyone with any information to call Crime Stoppers. Reporting here in Aurora, I'm Gary Brode, Denver 7.